welcome to much more music.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
This is just another day at the office for you. All this adoration.
No, this is what I live for. I mean, thanks for the good vibes.
Now, it's been almost 4 years since we last seen you. What's been keeping you busy besides your music?
Basically and mainly my music. Yeah. Well, I also learned how to, do my own gardening and take care of my own china and have a color coordinated closet, for example.
Nice. Well, that's why we have the gardening theme going here for you.
I'm starting to discover the pleasure of these new habits that are just starting to appear in my life, It's weird. But that happens when you're turning 30. Not yet, but, I'm close.
You look great.
Thank you.
Your Spanish CD, Oral Fixation, Volume 1. I'm sure everybody here has a copy. That was released earlier this year, and Oral Fixation Volume 2 was just released last month. How did it become a two-part project?
Well, 2 years ago, I started writing the first songs, thinking that I was just going to come up with one album. It's like a woman who tries to get pregnant and ends up with twins. I didn't know I was going to end up with 2 albums. Not at all. It was never planned that way, but it happened.
I have twins, FYI. I have twins, FYI.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you know what it feels like.
I do know what it feels like.
Well, I should say I know what it feels like. But it was a long process, a creative process, and it took a lot of my energies to come up with 60 songs. Then I decided which ones were my favorite ones, but I couldn't compromise, and it ended up being 20, the number, the final number, 20 songs, and that's how I came up with the idea of releasing these 20 songs in 2 different momentums. So Volume 1 is my Spanish album, and Volume 2 is the English album, but it's not an album of adaptations or translations or anything like that. It's entirely new material. Basically, is a 20 songs repertoire that was split into different albums, but it's still part of the same project. They were conceived from the same mother, they were in the same womb for over 9 months. I would say 2 years almost, yeah. And but finally they're here.
And it's an amazing project because this has never been done before. You're setting new groundwork.
But it was pretty ambitious to release 2 albums in less than 6 months. But I thought it was worth it. I really wanted to release my Spanish album first because I really wanted the non-Hispanic audiences to understand also that other part of my life, because I've been singing and writing in Spanish for so long. It's been almost 14 years of a career, so I wanted to really share this other side of my artistry. And the English album is also as personal and as intimate as my Spanish album because it also narrates all of my emotions and my certainties and my doubts and everything I went through during these 2 years.
And speaking of that, your emotions, the first track off the CD, Don't Bother, it really tells a story of a woman yearning for a man who's already taken. What was your mind when you were writing that particular song?
Everybody has inner monsters, right? And I felt that I needed to exorcise them out of my system, finally, once and for all. Because I think there's nothing funnier than a jealous woman. This song has so much humor in it. But, and I've been there before. I've been jealous in the past. I've been in that headspace. Not anymore because I'm in a relationship that is very healthy, But I think that I needed to grow up, and that's part of my learning curve, being able to speak about things or situations I've been involved in the past with, so that's how this song came about. I think that every woman I know, at least, and that includes me, has felt at some point threatened in a relationship by the idea of a superior woman, a woman who is either taller or fitter or prettier. So I just wanted to exercise that out of my system.
Get it out of your system.
Yeah, exactly.
You bring up growing up and evolution. How has Shakira changed from 2001's Laundry Service to Oral Fixation?
Oof, so much. I I think that a person's basic right is the right to change, you know, and to change your mind, and I think that's what I've done. I pretty much metamorphosed myself so many times during these 2 years. I don't know, I feel much more like an adult today. 4 years ago, I was still a girl. Now I'm an adult. Mm-hmm. Thank you. I have spoken.
Have these past couple of years have been the most, have you had the most transformations in your life in these past couple of years than any other period in your time, in your life?
Yeah, because I remember when I was 15, I was loaded with answers. I had an answer for everything. You know, now I have more questions than answers. You know, I was very rigid, I would say, not very flexible. Today, I think I'm more tolerant towards life itself. You know, I have to assume life the way it is, with its advantages and disadvantages, and I've learned to cope with that. And you know, it's been painful because growing up, it's always painful, but it's been also very nurturing, you know, and it's good. It's good to get closer to your 30s. It feels good.
And you've had the unique
I still have 2 more years to go, by the way.
FYI, you have the unique opportunity of growing up under the spotlight, in the limelight. So that brings its whole different set of challenges than people who don't have to experience that.
I see it as an advantage because at least my relationship with fame is been a gradual process. You know, I feel that fame is like an old friend whose vices and virtues I know very well, and she doesn't trick me, she doesn't fool me. You know, it's not like I became famous overnight. You know, it's been a process. And that probably has a lot to do with the fact that I started a career at a very early age. You know, when I was 13, I was already signing my first record contract, and I was a child with an adult's determination, and I knew exactly what I wanted. But back then was really difficult to make my way in a world of adults, like the music industry is, you know, and a world of men. You know, I don't want to sound like a feminist, but it's true. You know, it was hard back then. It hasn't been a path of roses, but definitely a very interesting path.
Well, we're going to explore more of that path coming up right after this. Stay with us. This is Much More Music Live with Shakira. If you would like to get live with Shakira, call 1-800-265.
Between the word sensual and sexual, you know, I try to lean always towards this side, you know, but who knows, maybe someday I'll go all the way that way. But for now, I just feel comfortable being in touch with my feminine aspects, and probably the fact that, you know, as I was explaining before to you, that I feel now like an adult and like a grown-up woman, you know, that somehow translates through what I do, my songs, my visuals.
Well, from the time I saw one of your videos, I wanted to learn how to belly dance like
Really?
you. Yes, and we do have 2 volunteers in the audience, and I would like to ask you.
You know,
if you
I'm
would
very
like to give us
expensive.
a belly
I
dancing lesson.
charge by the minute.
Are you up? Are you up for it?
Man,
Are you up for it? You want to put the belt on?
no,
Are you good without it?
Yeah,
Okay, you're good. Okay, hi, what's your name? Patricia.
I have to say, I just ate.
And your name is?
Camille.
Camille, okay, we want to stand right over there? Okay, before we start belly dancing, I think we need some music, right? Okay, can I get it?
I'm not gonna be belly dancing now. Come on.
Okay, what do we have to do first?
No, but, okay, see if you can do this move.
Uh-oh.
That's it.
That's it. Let's see you do it. Let's try it. Is it your chance?
She goes.
That's good.
There she
Okay. No. Okay, you go.
It's good. That's the winner right there.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was great. Wonderful. Perfecto. Thank you for that. What do I owe you for that lesson, right? You charge a lot.
I'll pass you the bill.
We love watching you on stage. You're always so open and free, you know, wearing halter tops, low-rise pants. How does that different from the Shakira off stage if we saw you just, you know, hanging out, shopping?
Shakira off stage, when she goes to the beach, she is covered on a sarong all the time, you know. It's like, you know, it's not that I have any scar or anything, but I just like to be covered.
Really?
Yeah. It's just, you know, that's why I see a bit of a difference between the Shakira who's on stage and the one who's not, because I feel that I'm a very shy person, even though it doesn't seem like it. But you just saw it. I mean, I just don't want to keep on going and do this kind of thing in front of a small group of people. I like to... that's why I like the stage, because the stage is sort of that place where I feel that I can fight all of my inhibitions, you know, and I can be myself. But I've dedicated my whole life to hide all of my shyness, and I think I've done pretty well.
Yes, you have.
You know.
In the music industry and in movies, entertainment industry as a whole, there's such a pressure for women to stay sexy and to be in shape. Do you feel that pressure at all?
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, imagine being a public figure even more. You're in the public eye every day, and you gotta try to look good, you know, at least decent, you know, for the cameras. Which, by the way, don't forgive anything. But thanks, no.
You're saying you're beautiful. You heard it.
Because you see me through the eyes of love. That's what it is.
We also have a phone call from Thunder Bay. Melanie's on the line. Melanie, do you have a question for Shakira?
Hi, Shakira.
Hey, Melanie.
Hi, I love you so much. Your music is so amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, my question for you is, out of all the songs you've ever written, which makes you feel the most nostalgic when you hear it today?
The most what?
Nostalgic?
Nostalgic. Yeah, there's a song called Sombra de Ti.
I thought that was it.
From what album is that? That's no, ¿Dónde están los ladrones? Right? Where are the thieves? Yeah.
Could you sing us a few bars?
That's like the side B of that album. But for some reason, I feel so. I feel that I haven't been able to get over it yet. Not even with the years that went by.
Do you want to hear her sing a few bars?
You're really squeezing the juices out of me today, huh? Okay. Me sigue rodeando la sombra de ti y siguen rodando por ahí todas las palabras que dijimos y los besos que nos dimos. Como siempre, hoy estoy pensando en ti. Wow, it's been a long time since the last time I sang that song.
And now we have an audience question. If you just want to look over my shoulder, somebody in the audience has a question for you.
Oh, hi, I'm Lindsay.
Hey, Lindsay.
And I love you.
Oh, thank you, sweetie.
We love Arabic music, and we want to know if you're going to do any more Arabic-influenced music.
Yes. I don't know. I can't predict that. You know, it's I'm in an artistic search, and I never know what I'm going to find on that path, what I'm going to encounter. You know, when I first started writing the songs for this new album, Moral Fixation, I had no idea what kind of album I was going to end up with, you know. At some point, I was going for a very 80s sounding album because I'm a big fan of the 80s music. But then at some point, it all changed and detoured from what I had planned, you know, and I started doing more organic songs, and then I got tired of that, and then I did a little bit of electronic and a little bit of rock influence songs, and it was an organic process, you know, it was changing all the time. So I don't know what's gonna happen with me, what ideas I'm gonna end up coming up with. Yeah, it depends on the moment I'm going through, and always my music is a reflection of my emotions and what I'm facing in my life.
Well, tonight
But maybe yes, maybe yes.
we also have an email question for you. Hi, Shakira. I'm Maurizio, and I'm from the same city as you.
Barranquilla. Wow.
But I'm currently living in Toronto. I just wanted to know if becoming an international sensation has led you to lose some of your culture.
No, it hasn't. Not at all. I feel very close to my roots. You know, I'm very patriotic. I also believe that we live in a globalized world, and we can't have those fake nationalisms. You know, we are one big tissue, and I like to be in touch with people from all over the world and get to know them and get to learn from them, because I don't think, you know, people think that you are what you eat. I think that you are what you've seen and the people you've been with, you know, and I've learned so much from every place I've visited and the people who I've met in each one of these countries, that it's the best that happened to me, you know, traveling the world, and my music has given me that enormous gift. But, you know, Colombia is my country. It's like the mother, you know, you always go back to your mother. Is the womb I was formed in, you know.
We speak of traveling, and we're glad you've traveled to Canada. And we now have a text message from Vancouver, BC. Hola, Shakira. I've been a huge fan of your music for many years now. You're so awesome. On your last tour, you performed AC/DC's Back in Black, and you did such an amazing job. Do you plan on adding another cover performance to your upcoming tour set? And if so, please tell us your ideas. Phantom X from Vancouver, BC.
Phantom X.
Very mysterious.
I like your name. No, I haven't thought much about what I'm gonna do for this next world tour. That's my first goal of 2006, actually, to put together this world tour, and I'm gonna put myself in that headspace. But for now, I'm just, you know, preparing everything that's related to the release of this new album. My heart is right now on this. Then later on, I start thinking about a tour. And ideas are welcomed. Write to me. You know, you can write to me to my official page, and I look it up, and of course.
And you want to see Shakira on tour, of course. Come on. Of course you do. We're going to have more with Shakira right after this. Stay with us. This is Much More Music Live with Shakira.
I'm an entertainer, but I'm also an artist. My music, it's not typically Latin or typically Anglo. It's just a cocktail, no? I'm a pina colada. I couldn't do anything else, so I guess I have to do this the best way possible before they fire me. With this album, I had a very strong pressure on me, outside me, and coming from within. I think the music survived, and I survived. I think next album will be easier. I'll be liberated. So I'm not gonna lie to you, it hasn't been a path of roses. You know, there's been moments of pain and moments of amusement and fun. So I'm just living my moment and following the orders of this inner voice that tells me and dictates me what to do. I just wanted to discover my own path, and that's what I'm still doing.
Welcome back to Much More Music Live with Shakira.
Well, that just gave me. Someone just gave me.
Gorgeous drawing. That's your album cover.
Ginger, right? Thank you, Ginger. So nice. I just realized I'm in the Garden of Eden.
You are.
I'm so slow.
And that makes you Eve.
Huh?
That makes you Eve.
I'm Eve. Of course, I'm Eve.
We talked into that.
You're not Adam, don't worry.
I know. I was just gonna leave that one open. In the music industry, there's so many people in your ear trying to control your music and your sound, but you're known for doing it your way. At what point do you put your foot down and say, nope, I'm doing it the Shakira way?
I live with my foot down. That's the way I live. And I am the captain of my own ship. I have to, it's the only way I have to be really honest through what I do. My songs need to represent me faithfully, represent the way I think, my points of view, and everything that surrounds my music, which is, the visuals, the videos, everything has to have a certain coherence. So I'm my own quality control supervisor, and I make sure that everything is delivered to the public, to my fans, how it should be, or the way how I feel it, at least. Yeah.
Any feedback from anybody? Do you have a circle of friends or a core group, a support system that you trust to brainstorm with?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I have a team of wonderful people who surround me, and that make me feel actually very lucky and very fortunate today, because for a long time, almost my whole career, I've been by myself. I've been pushing every day of my life, and I've been carrying this huge load sometimes, and I found myself alone doing it, but now it's so different. Now I have a group of young people who are there supporting me and also brainstorming with me sometimes, and giving me their impressions, and it's just such a nice feeling, such a nice sensation to be accompanied, to feel that you're not alone.
And I know you also have a fiance, your longtime love, Antonio.
That helps too.
Yes. Any wedding plans?
No, I think it would be easier to come up with volume 3 of Oral Fixation than to come up with a wedding. To plan a wedding, that would be too complicated, Those are usually big productions. And I don't want to go through that, and I don't think he wants either. But we've been engaged for a long time, almost 4 years, wearing this ring and nothing yet. I used to dream about, walking down the aisle, surrounded by white roses, wearing the white dress, but that was a long time ago. I don't dream about those things anymore. Those are the dreams of a 15-year-old girl, but those are not the dreams of a 28-year-old woman. I don't know. I dream about other things today. And plus, there is a mutual commitment. I think that that's the most important thing. We don't need urgently that ritual, to feel that we are united as a couple.
You have such great success. You're so high profile, and a lot of women at your level of success have a hard time finding and sustaining love. Do you find that a challenge?
Well, today is difficult. In any case, it doesn't matter if you're a celebrity or you're not. It's just because it's a world of immediate gratification. It's a world of where everything is so automatic and so fast, and we need stimulation all the time, and sometimes we don't even have the patience or the time to wait for your relationship to recover from the crisis. And every relationship has crisis, But the difference between our generation and the generation of my parents is that they used to deal with crisis, and put their foot down, and stay within that space that's called marriage, without even caring if time was going by fast or not. They just would really dedicate themselves to work things out, or simply don't. They would just stay together forever. But today we're much more immediate,
disposable.
Yeah.
But time is going by for your fans outside.
Yeah.
Do you want to visit them? Let's go visit them. Let's take a walk.
Does someone have my coat?
Oh, your coat. I think it's right up here for you.
I'm looking for
There
a
it is.
coat.
It's right there.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Hey. Thank you.
One of your fans over here has a question. You have a question?
Hello. Hola, Shakira. Te queremos mucho. Hemos estado aquí desde el temprano, and I just want to know what's the meaning behind the cover of your album.
What is the question again?
The cover of your album. What's the meaning behind it?
What's the meaning behind the cover of your album?
Well, no, I figured that Eve had to have a pretty heavy oral fixation to buy the forbidden fruit. Otherwise, we would still be in paradise, which we're not. So
We're in paradise.
But
right now.
I wanted to use Renaissance iconography to represent the concept of oral fixation. I just wanted the album covers to look really like pictorial compositions, and that's why I picked these two themes that were very recurrent during the Renaissance period. One is mother and child, and then the other one is, you know, Eve, or the original sin. So, whose is this? Yours.
We'll have more with Shakira after this. This is much more music live with Shakira. You're really heating things up out here.
And sing in English.
The famous crossover. I wonder who crossed over first. I mean, did I cross over to America or Americans cross over to my life? I just don't want to be put in the same category of the Latin boom, you know, because the boom, what is a boom? It's an explosion. And what's after the explosion? Just the ashes. So I don't want to be part of the ashes. I wanted to conquer the impossible. And that's what I think I did, because it was literally impossible. Not to sing in English, but to write in English. That was the biggest challenge. I love in Spanish, but I negotiate in English.
I'm just an artist with a Colombian passport. I'm the same Shakira, but in English. To be part of a boom or of a trend is not the dream of my life. I prefer to come and stay.
How are you doing? Are you getting warm?
Yeah, recovering from the cold, but
Exactly. Well, it's hot in here.
yeah. Well, it's good now. Yeah, that must be freezing. I feel so bad.
Your energy is heating them up from in here. You spoke in that. So like, I know, it's all good. No, give love to your fans. That's what you're here for. You spoke in that tape about, you know, the crossover thing. You know, I hate that term. I'm sure you're sick of hearing about it. But when you first recorded in Spanish, I noticed that, you know, you were a brunette. And then when you came out for laundry service in 2001, you were a blonde. What's the difference between the brunette Shakira and the blonde Shakira?
Well, a lot of people think that I actually bleached my hair to be able to cross over to the American market, to the Anglo market. But in reality, I was already blonde for my Amphibio tour, if you guys remember, and I was still not even planning. I wasn't planning back then to even record an album in English, and I was already blonde for that tour. And I had already become a redhead a couple of years before that. So I stopped being a brunette quite a long time ago. And I just, you know, I haven't been able to go back there yet, but I know that at some point in my life I will. It's just that this is not the moment yet. It's a bit darker.
It's a woman's prerogative to
bit
change your
darker.
hair. I mean,
Exactly.
That's, I mean, that's just like, that's it.
Exactly. It's a woman's thing. It's not really a career move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more like a decision you make with yourself in front of a mirror. You say, oh, I want to change. I'm sick of the way I look. You know what I mean?
It's as easy as that.
It's
Simple
as
as
easy
that.
Exactly. Plus, blondes don't have more fun.
I was going to ask
we
you,
work
do they?
harder.
So it's all a myth. It's all untrue.
Yeah.
When it comes to your image, you know, you really seem to be really in control of it. Is that something that you consciously think about? Planning a tour, planning a promotional tour, promoting an album?
Yeah, I'm like I said before, my own quality control person, and I'm in control of my career as well. And I think I've learned a lot, you know, throughout all of these years. It's been 14 years actually, dealing with the record company and the industry in general. And a musical career is full of nuances. You know, there's so many variables that could play in favor or against you. So you have to learn how to cope with those things, you know, and develop also other skills besides your artistic skills, you know, or your talent. You need to be smart about it in a certain way, and also most importantly, just trust your instincts, your intuition, your female intuition. That I think that in my case has played a very important role.
We spoke about travel and you performing internationally all around the world. Do you ever change your performance or tweak it depending on what country you're performing in?
I have a version for the Hispanic territories, a version of my tour, you know, which obviously includes more Spanish songs in the repertoire. But for the English territories, then, you know, it's the same. I include more English songs. But I always have a bilingual show going on, at least since Laundry Service. Since that stage of my life started, you know, the bilingual sort of stage. Yeah, that's what I do. So let's see what happens with this new tour. You know, I'm planning to do two different versions. Maybe I'll do just one Spanish show, all in Spanish, and maybe one show all in English. I don't know it yet. What do you guys think?
Well, one of your fans from Vancouver, Jen from Vancouver, has a question for you. So you take a look at that monitor.
Hey, this is Jen from Vancouver. You've traveled so extensively throughout the world. Just wondering where, other than your home, has been the most memorable and why?
You've traveled the world, and where else has been most memorable for you?
You know, talking about Vancouver, I spent a long time in Vancouver writing and producing the songs of this album. So I want to say hi to everybody in Vancouver. You treated me really well. Thank you very much. I had a blast there, and I certainly got myself inspired within the Vancouver environment. So it was very nice. You know, I've traveled, like she said, to so many places. Madrid was one of them as well. I started this album in Madrid, and then I flew to Canada, well, actually to Vancouver, and then ended up in the Bahamas, which is where I live today. Yeah, and built a home studio where my garage used to be. So my car is melting under the sun, but it's very convenient. You know, I was able to actually be at home and eat home food while I was making this album. It was very, very nice.
Are you a good cook?
Good cook? No. No, not a good cook at all.
But you're a good eater, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
I appreciate good food.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Yes, we all do. We have another audience question. If you just look over my shoulder.
Hi, Shakira. Hey. I was wondering if there's a song that's the most difficult for you to perform and express emotionally on stage.
No, not really. No, because my songs are so comfortable for me to sing because I made them, I created them. So basically, I choose the right key. You know, that actually makes my vocals feel at home. You know, so I don't think I have a song that I struggle with. No, not so far. Not until now. Thank you.
Well, we're going to have some more fun right now. We have a quick question and answer game for you. I'm going to ask you a question, and you just tell me the first thing that pops into your mind.
Okay.
And we like to call this game the Hot Seat 60.
Are you going to determine my mental health tonight?
Who's the first person you call when you get to your hotel room?
My boyfriend.
Led Zeppelin or AC/DC?
Oh, no. That's like making me choose between my mother and my father.
Should we move on? Okay.
Yeah.
Big muscles or big brains?
Who?
Big muscles or big brains?
Oh, big brains, yeah.
Hips or humble breasts?
Hips. Believe me, I depend on them.
Tango or salsa?
Tango or salsa? Salsa. Sorry, Antonio.
Enrique Iglesias or Ricky Martin?
Again, mother or father. Huh?
Okay. Sexiest.
They're both friends.
Okay.
But they're amazing. I mean, I love them both.
Sexiest Spanish word?
Sexiest Spanish word. What do you guys think? I'm going to need some help on this one. Huh? Ah, thank you. That's so nice. I lost the game.
You're a winner. You are a winner on the
Okay.
Hot Seat 60.
I didn't know I was being under the time pressure. You know?
Oh, yes. I know. You had 60 seconds. That's why it's called the Hot Seat 60.
Now I'm
But
hot.
you did
Let me just...
amazing. And it is getting hot in here, and we're going to have more with Shakira. She's taking off her coat. She's chilling. She's staying a while. This is much more music live with Shakira.
I feel that I lived inside a bubble my whole life while I was living in Barranquilla, and that bubble burst as soon as I left. That was probably when I realized that in the rest of the world, people had other priorities. People wanted to make money and make money from you, and I learned a lot. Well, the good things about being a control freak is that you are in control. I like to be the captain of my own ship. I scare everybody around me. I say, oh, I can't do this. And everybody's like, why? You can, yeah, go. Making that everybody enters into this panic. And then I come out victoriously out of it. You're the one I need. The way back home is always long.
Between these two women,
Wow.
what's the difference?
I see the same sparkle in her eyes. I hope that in 10 years I'll have enough energy to be jumping around up and down the stage and making some music, you know. That's what I like to do.
Welcome back to much more music live with Shakira. She's a singer. She's a songwriter. She's an activist. Shakira, growing up in Colombia, you've seen a lot of civil unrest, social injustice. There are over 3 million children who don't attend school, and you created a foundation to help them. What compelled you to start this foundation?
Well, I have been a witness my entire life. I have been a witness of the social injustice that there is in my country, and I still cannot believe that in the midst of the 21st century, we're still there's so much suffering for little kids. You know, it's impossible to believe that there's so many kids in the world who don't have a health care system. They don't attend school. They have to work the street. You know, we can't allow these things to happen anymore. So we just, you know, as an ambassador for UNICEF as well, I'm trying to learn and educate myself about the issues that children face every day in their lives around the world, and especially in underdeveloped countries like mine. And you know, since I was 18 years old, I started my work with this foundation, Pies Descalzos, and right now we assist more than 3,000 kids, and we're building schools in remote places in Colombia, and we've been noticing how much these kids improve, you know, academically, if they have an opportunity and an integrated program that combines, you know, food with education as well, which are the basic needs of any human being, you know. So that's basically what it is.
And I know if people want to help, there is a website that we're going to key up right now that they can go to.
Exactly.
In addition to go into the website, what else can people do to help?
Well, they can either get informed in the internet about all the places in the world, not only in Colombia, but there's so many places in the world where there's social injustice and there's lack of education there's dropouts from school, and you know, I think that they can donate either their time or their money to so many foundations around the world that do very committed work around the issues, the children's issues. You know, UNICEF is one of them, for example, and they've done a terrific job, you know, eradicating polio, for example, in the world, and they have so many different causes. You know, my personal cause is education, because I feel that education is the key, and that's what I like to promote through my work with UNICEF. But you know, the good thing is that our generation is the first generation that can generate tangible changes in the world because we are connected. We have the tools, we have the internet, we have, technological advances and the communication system that has improved so much over the years that will allow us to really communicate among ourselves and make real changes happen, in the world. My parents' generation didn't have that opportunity. Mm-hmm. They just had to sit down and watch how events. But we actually have more opportunities to change things around
because we're connected.
Yeah.
And we're connected here. Another audience member has a question for you.
Hi, Shakira.
Hi,
Shakira. First of all, I want to say thank you for coming to Toronto. It's really
Thank
great.
you so much. Thanks for having me.
I was just wondering, where and when do you find it easiest to write such great songs?
Well, thanks. I write a lot on the planes, and I used to write in the shower, but when my showers were long, when I had some quality time, but today my showers are sort of military, so it's in and out, and that's it. So the planes are still one of those places, recurring places where I end up writing songs.
So do you sing on the plane?
Not loud. I don't want to wake up anybody, but I just look out the window and start thinking, and ideas pop in my brain, and I start writing. It's simple as that. Sometimes in my own recording studio, or when I go to the beach, if I'm by myself, a Wednesday afternoon, and it's very likely that a song will show up, or maybe not. Some inspiration is such a mystery. Still, I still don't know how it happens. Thanks.
As we all know, you grew up in Colombia, and I'm very curious as to what parts of your home life or what important lessons did you take away from being a child that prepared you to be an international superstar?
If I learn something from my people, it's their capacity to smile in front of the adversity. Every Colombian person I know has a big smile on their faces, and that shows an extraordinary human potential.
Well, let's share your smile with your fans outside. I want to thank you so much for being part of Much More Music Live. Thank you. I want to thank all of you at home for watching. Good night.